So year 9, the second video I'm gonna make here is gonna be looking at the task that you need to do. So it's based on a part of the DT syllabus, which is called Factors Affecting Design. So essentially, factors in affecting design, we look at all these different aspects of a design, and it really gives us a very detailed and thorough look at whatever design we're analyzing, so we are sure that we've kind of considered all aspects of it when kind of analyzing it. So things here, the different factors affecting the design include things like appropriateness, needs, function, life cycle analysis, aesthetics, finance, obsolescence, environmental consequences, quality, work health and safety, and ergonomics. We're not going to look at all of those for this task. These same factors we kind of look at in, cycles all the way to year 12. So obviously for your first task in year 9, it's not going to be very, or as much in depth as it would be for a year 10, 11 or 12 task. It's kind of an introduction to the use of this syllabus tool. So let's have a look at your task. So if we go back to here, and we go to the Harry Seidler Factors Affecting Design task, we'll just go through it quickly. So it's based on Rose Seidler house, so kind of what we looked at in the first video a little bit. There's a lot of information in that module about this particular design, and it is a research task as well, so I don't want to just tell you the answers to everything, because it is based on how well you can kind of use the information here, but your own supplementary research, and how you can synthesize all that into written paragraphs that address the points that I've put here. So Rose Seidler house, here's a little bit more about the factors affecting design. So as it says here, the ones that we're going to be focusing on are needs, function, aesthetics, ergonomics, and quality. So it's roughly half of them, or a bit less than that. So your task. So complete the following task by researching different aspects of Rose Seidler house, using both the research links provided as well as your own research, which I've kind of said before. So the following slides have kind of points or questions that relate to each factor affecting the design of Rose Seidler house. So what you need to do is kind of, maybe it's better if we just go through each one by one to kind of see what we're doing here. So for instance, the first factor affecting design that we're looking at is needs. So needs, I guess, is where we look at why was the design built? Why did it need to be made? So what you need to do here is, on a new slide in your folio, and maybe make a new section in your folio called Factors Affecting Design Rose Seidler house, or something similar, because you can have 4 or 5 slides that relate to this, so it kind of makes sense if you put a new little title page there or something. You're answering these questions. So how did the house come to be designed? Was it the result of a commission? And if you read through some of the information that I've put there, as well as your own research, you'll find out very quickly the answer to this. If so, who commissioned the design of the house and why? So this isn't a trick question. It's just who paid Harry Seidler to build the house, and why did they do that? So here, describe the familial need. So there was a family aspect to it. What was it? So I'm trying not to give away too much here as well. Is it just the Rose Seidler house that was designed on the larger property? Or was there another one? And if not, who were the other properties designed for and why? So who was the house being designed for? So who commissioned it or who paid for it, and who was going to live there after it was finished. What special needs would the house need to meet, considering who was going to live there? So there was something about whoever it was designed for that influenced a part of the design. So what you're going to need to do is like answer all those questions, and then once you've got the answers, I want you to turn all of those answers into a paragraph, a well-structured paragraph, or 2 paragraphs perhaps. So, you know, you're not just writing the answers to these questions, you're kind of synthesizing them into like a paragraph where you're outlining the information that you've got from your research. And what I might do is show you an example, not from this task obviously, because I don't want to give you the answers to all the questions here, but maybe to a different factors affecting design task. So this is one from the second factors affecting design task that you will do later in the year. And it was about cooking. So I'll show you a good example if it loads, hopefully it does. All right, here we go. So I might just make that a bit smaller. Oh, lost that. Let's see if we can find the factors affecting design part of this. This is a very big file, taking a while to load. But really what I'm trying to do is just kind of show you how you turn questions into answers and then answers into formatted paragraphs, because that's the expectation of this task. So design a case study. So, you know, this student has chosen, and they've done it differently. In any case, what I'm asking you to do for this task is get the answers. So, you know, answer those questions just, you know, as you would. But then once you've finished it, turn all of those answers into a written paragraph. The second section here is function. So the first question here, does the building design perform the function for which it was designed? So what was it designed for, and does it do that? So provide examples of how it does or not. And this is, I think, a deceptively easy question, or it is just an easy question, sorry. I'm not after too much information. I just want to know if it serves the function that it was designed for. Are there any features of the design that give it a secondary function? For example, does the direction that the house faces provide assistance with lighting and heating? So you might have to do a little bit of research for that. And does the design serve any social or communal functions? And the answer is yes, but you've got to tell me how through your research. Provide a detailed description of the following. So aesthetics is what, you know, physically what it looks like and how the design looks, basically. So answer all these questions. You'll be able to get these through research and through looking at some of the resources I've put up there in the module. So what features of the building's design can we see influences of modern and Bauhaus architecture? So if you go back to the last video on this announcement, we go through that in detail. So it's just looking at that and looking at the modernist principles and seeing how they apply to this design. So identify and explain any other significant qualities of the design, such as unique materials or features. So there is one. There's a particular wall in the house that is interesting. Ergonomics. So ergonomics relates to how people interact with the design and how designs are catered to be easy to access or easy to use or interact with. So this is just looking at the pictures, looking at the writing about the design, looking at the floor plans, and, you know, answering these questions. They're not too They're not really in-depth questions here. And look, that's the task. So it's 5 or 4 factors affecting design. You're just answering those questions and then turning your answers into written paragraphs. So it's not a really, really hard task. What we're going to do quickly is I'll just go through some of the resources you have here to go through. So there's a lot here. There's the slideshow that we looked at. There's photos. There's the factors affecting design task. But there's a lot of other websites here that are really useful. Some of them are interviews. Some of them are kind of videos. Some of them are just, writing about the house. But there's a lot of material here to go through to answer those questions. So you're not having to do a lot of your own research. These are really good sources here. So look, that's the task. It is pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, send me a message on Canvas. But yeah, look, it's quite straightforward, I think. I would spend probably 1 lesson on each factor affecting design. So maybe next lesson you'll look at needs, the one after you'll look at function. And just write with a bit of detail. I don't want yes or no answers or 3-word answers. Give me, write fluently and thoroughly about each of these points, okay? All right, so look, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, good luck with it.